we cannot, as Africans, keep on buying from international companies and we need to start afresh. Even if you have a small garden in your house, that's where you start. 2 lines of cabbage, 1 line of spinach, grow from that. It really takes a lot of hard work, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Progressive Podcast, episode number 1 on season number 3. Yes, we are on season number 3. It means that we are doing this for about 3 years now. We stopped doing Progressive Podcast for about 2 years because there was a lot of at play. There was a lot of lockdown. There's a lot of a bit of suffocation with the jobs that we had. And finally, we're back again, and we have managed to put ourselves back together to do one of the most informative sessions for every young entrepreneur, every young student, every young graduate out there who's looking for information about how they can better their lives. You know how we're doing it? We're bringing young people who are doing great work with their lives. Today, onto the show, I'm bringing the Chefpreneur. It's Juliet Skhosana. It's actually Skhosana right now because she is married. She just got married over the last, how long has it been now? Welcome to the show, Juliet.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks now.
It's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And how is it like?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Now, getting right into the show, I'm fascinated about young people who are trying to kickstart their careers, and I thought we should be able to put together something. Knowing you as a chefpreneur who's a private chef and who has collected enormous work experience within the industries, particularly you have trained in the US for a year, you've also worked in Qatar as well, and also done some amazing experience that you collected within South Africa as well. So I brought you to the show so that you can be able to share with us some new ideas about how we can kickstart our careers, especially to the young people. And now that it's post-COVID, post-lockdown. So, but first, I wanted us to chat about how did the lockdown affect you, your career, and the small businesses, the side hustle that you were running on the side?
Ooh, wow, what a question. I don't even know where to start with regards to answering that question, but it's been challenging. When the lockdown started, I had just came back from Qatar. 3 months down the line, I was working for my previous employer, and then the lockdown happened. And then when I had to go back to work, I was told the company is shutting down.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so you can imagine everybody was just in shock. Like it was just a new thing for everyone, business as well. It was just, it was really frustrating. But then again, that's when we all, I suppose everybody in the industry just started with coming up with ideas on how to make money, how to keep on keeping on, especially for those that this is entirely a passion for them, like myself. So that's when I really started going deep into venturing into this what is it called again? Venturing into private chefing business and it was very challenging as well because most people were very money conscious since a lot of people had lost their jobs, a lot of people were not working. Those who were working were very unsure of what's going to happen next. The uncertainties were just a lot for everybody. So, it's been a lot, but then we soldier on. I tried keeping up just above water level, catering, private chefing. It has its own downs and ups, but it's been good.
Nice. Amazing. Now that's exciting. I know you are someone who just not let your career drown. So look at you. You've been doing some amazing work for the past 2 years. Despite some of us not getting any income, you've been trying to survive.
Challenging as it is, honestly, I just had to keep on going because for me, this is not just a job, For me, this is what I believe in. This is a passion for me that I had to fight for a very long time because there's a lot of people who did not believe in me saying I'm going to be a chef. So apart from proving to them, I had to prove to myself that this is really something that I wanted to do. And not even once did I ever think that I wanted to do something different. Even with the challenges that I was facing, I still wanted to, go on chefing, knocking on all the doors that I could, but then at the end of the day, I just decided I feel like the 9 to 5 doesn't work for me. To the level that I had grown at the moment when I decided that I don't want to go back to the 9 to 5. I would rather push my business with all the challenges that I was facing, just keep on pushing and keep on pushing until something came up. At the moment, it still has its challenges, but then there are better days. There are days wherein I wake up in the morning exhausted as I am, because I have to be the chef, I have to be the scholar, I have to be the manager, I have to do all those things by myself. It's really challenging, it's exhausting. But
that's what it is. That's what it is being a business owner, right? You are everything. A manager, a bookkeeper, accounting, everything.
Yes.
Amazing. You're talking about your passion and how you had to believe in yourself even when nobody believed in you. How did the passion for culinary start for you?
That's a tough one. Interesting enough. I think it started, I don't know how old I was, but between 11 and 13, somewhere there. It was on a Sunday morning. My mom fell ill.
Yeah.
There was nobody to cook, so I was thrown in the deep end, and it was a huge mess. It was a huge mess. I remember I was cooking oxtail. I just added water, and I was fascinated with salt, so I just kept on throwing salt into the pot. At the end of the day, nobody ate that. And because I'm a perfectionist, it killed me inside that I took so much time cooking and nobody ate. And that's when my interest really just built and built and built on how I could do better. And that's how it all started. I was just in the kitchen every day, all day, trying to develop recipes, watching cooking shows and all of that. That's how it all started.
Amazing. That's amazing. I didn't know that story. For those who don't know, I happen to know Chef Juliet through an application. I was working for a travel agency, a placement agency in Johannesburg, and she was one of the applicants who applied, and I was happy to assist in getting overseas. And she was very diligent with the paperwork, and I was happy to be there to help. Chef Juliet, we have survived the horror of lockdown, the horror of COVID, where we almost lost almost everything. People have been sitting at home without any jobs. So it looks like the rules are being relaxed right now, and we're trying to get back into our feet again. So to young chefs out there who are trying to keep their head up and just have a little bit of means that they can put money, they can put food on their table for their families and for themselves as well. What are the sort of businesses and condiments or products that they can sell and package so that they can just keep this whole thing going until they can sustain themselves to a much better level? What do you think what are the new ideas that could be used during this time?
I don't necessarily think it's new ideas. It's things that are basically right in front of us, things that we sort of use on a daily basis, right? Things like bread. And I feel like it's pretty much cheap to make bread, right? Everybody eats bread every day. So I think that's just one of the things that one can venture into, bread making, so that we don't rely on these big companies for bread, Simple ingredients, you make bread, things such as your tin stuff, your beans and all of that, locally produced. There's farmers all over the place. You can just approach those farmers, buy from them, produce, get a packaging company that will help you package, get into the market, penetrate the market, just find somebody, or you can just advertise the product yourself. I feel like a lot of people in the industry are more like, now that there was this thing between Ukraine and the US. So there's a lot of things. Yes, yes. So there's just a lot
Yeah.
of condiments that we're getting from abroad that are just ridiculously expensive. And looking at South Africa as a whole, we have a lot of farmers. We can just get into the market, communicate, and have a discussion with the farmers to give us such products. Then we manufacture them ourselves, we package them ourselves, and we sell them locally. I feel like it's an idea that as chefs, we mustn't just look at just the cooking. We need to go back and have a relationship with farmers. Tomato sauce, beans, all those things. We are using all those things on a daily basis for breakfast, and bread. Like I said in the beginning, those are things that we really need, and we can manufacture locally and sell at affordable prices for our people.
Now with bread, you hit it right on the nail. One of the ventures that I started after I was retrenched was a bakery. It went well for about 6 months, until obviously the machinery broke down, and with Eskom as well.
Yes.
But it was a viable business, despite all the challenges all around, because something when you mention bread, that's something that every household needs the minute they wake up.
Definitely.
Yeah, and another thing that COVID has taught us is the job security. There is no job security anymore. For me, I think that's the excitement that I got about COVID, that now we had to all learn the hard way. We all had to wake up to the new realization that we cannot hide ourselves. I know we cannot all become entrepreneurs, but some of us, we gotta all start learning how to sell. There has to be something that we can all try to put together and be like that little bit of entrepreneurs that can sell. Just imagine each and everyone could come across, and we'll be selling different stuff. I think that way you won't be dependent on anybody, on someone. You will be sharing forward your own future. So I think that those are great ideas. Those are really great ideas with starting a bread and other condiments. And then with speaking with farmers as well, what the term that you're looking for when you talk about partnering with farmers and developing some product, that's called agro-processing, right? You take it to raw material and then you manufacture it, package it. So all that process is agro-processing. So, and that's what we need now, right? We need more young people entering into farming, entering into the agro-processing, entering into the end of the product, which is sales. So if you are a person who developed another great idea of a tin stuff, how do I come into you and say, how do I take your condiment or your tin stuff and sell it to a retail? So there are many levels to this thing that it also gives us the opportunity to, like, for every young person to jump on. So I think that's a great one. And now diverting a bit from the entrepreneurship, I think that another question that I could ask you is that, do you think there's still kind of like employment opportunities with the hotels, that for those who don't want to go into the entrepreneurship route, that they could be able to take with the hotels? Like, what are the new latest opening job offers with the hospitality and tourism?
There are jobs within the hospitality industry. I just feel like if you are to go that route, then you need to be very patient, and work your way all the way up, So there really are job opportunities.
Yeah.
But then again, I think with this COVID thing just ending, and now we are transitioning into the country has been open, and like I'm saying, you need a lot of patience, because most of the hotels and restaurants had closed down. So money is also a thing, because I feel like the owners and the managers are very money conscious. So when I say patient, I mean salary wise, you cannot go into the industry just starting fresh from varsity and expecting that much of a payout, So you need to go there with patience.
It's my Wi-Fi, it's yours, but you're breaking a bit.
No, I'm good. I'm on 5 bars.
I can hear you now.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear you now. You can continue. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just saying that you need a lot of patience and determination. You work hard and you build your way all the way up. That's the only thing that you need to do. You get in there and you learn everything, like anything from scullery to whatever management position. You just learn from the position that you are in, because you cannot just jump in from A and then you expect to go to Z. It's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of determination that you need to put in. So yeah, there are job opportunities. There really are job opportunities.
But how do you go about in applying for those? I know there's a new way of doing business right now with the hotels. They don't hire directly. They kind of like outsource. They use an external agency to hire.
Yes.
Some of them, yeah. So do you have any other any agencies that you can like drop names that the people who will be listening in, that they can be able to go research and like, especially particularly for local employment?
For local employment, no. I'm sorry, no. With local employment, no. I know about 2 of international employment, but with local employment, I can't mention any. Yeah, but then I feel like yes, agencies like hotels and restaurants have ventured into looking for employees through agencies, but I feel like it doesn't hurt to just go knocking.
Absolutely, that's another point that I wanted to mention.
Yeah. You just go the old school way. Just go knock on doors with your curriculum vitae and all of that. I think it works best because in the moment, maybe the employer had a fallout or whatever the case, it really works. Because also the disadvantage of agencies, from my past experiences, they take a portion of your salary, right? So that's a disadvantage of going through the route of agencies. So you can just go knocking, just send out emails and all of that. Also connections, man, like make connections with your peers, it doesn't hurt. Yeah. Make friends in the industry, connections, it doesn't hurt. It brings out a lot of job opportunities and learning opportunities as well.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, like you mentioned some great points with the local employment on how to go about it, the agro processing on how you can develop your own products. And internationally, you have done international travel. There's a lot of agencies. We are, as someone who's worked with a travel agency, like the placement agency overseas, I'm also available on progressive work and travel. Everything with me is progressive, right? Because that's the quest inside me to try to progress from where we come from, right? Previously, we couldn't own businesses. Now we encourage new guys to start businesses and developing products. And now we're trying to also enlighten you about global view of things, about how you can also source employment locally, on how to do door-to-door. And also internationally, I've launched my own progressive work and travel. We are working with 5-star hotels overseas. They are there to assist you. There's still other companies as well. I'll be happy to mention the likes of Awesome Travel. If you're looking for H2B visa, we're talking about Workaway International. There's just many. The point right now is just getting on the internet and building a profile and getting in touch with each and every institution to see how they can best hire you.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then and for your private chef, how do they go about in booking you, and then what should they expect in calling you out as a private chef?
I cater for small to 1 to infinity. I always say that because you can never say the number is too big or too small. So I'm on Instagram under Juliet's Bistro, or my personal number is 0661661042. You can send a WhatsApp on that number for bookings. Also order the bistro at gmail.com. That's also one of the emails that you can use to make bookings. So we tailor the menu according to your budget, your whatever it is that you want. We tailor the menu accordingly, and then we give you 5-star treatment. I have a team that I work with.
And what's your target market? Yeah. What's your target market? You're working with parties, weddings? What do you cater for now? Just everything. For private chef, for me and my girl doing date, or for weddings? What do you do? How far can you go with this?
We go from whatever, a dinner or a lunch or a breakfast for 2 or for 1, whatever the case, until whatever. We do even big numbers, weddings, parties, engagement parties, funerals, and all of that. We are there. Private chefing and catering. I have a group of girls that I've been working with. Those are the girls that I worked with in previous employment. So when I left and I came back, they kept calling me to say, we are unemployed, we need jobs. So whenever I have gigs, I always call them. But then hopefully my company grows, and then I will, because one of the things that I really want to do is to uplift employment and young people within the hospitality industry. So as my company grows, I would really really love. That's a dream of mine, to employ as many people as I can within the hospitality industry. So that's one of the things that I want to do. Also, I would like to have a culinary school of my own. Yes, in the rurals, because one thing that I looked at is that we do not really have culinary schools in the rural areas. So it's always a case of getting young people from the rurals to the CBDs, to the cities and all of that. And the honest truth is, as Black people, we don't really afford it. We cannot afford it. Like culinary schools.
Absolutely.
Yes, the truth is culinary schools are expensive. So one of my dreams is to have a culinary school or a number of culinary schools in the rural areas to uplift young people. So hopefully in the next 5 years, hopefully in the next 5 years, I can launch one, and then we grow from that.
Amazing. Oh wow! It looks like like speaking with you, I kind of like get this positivity and optimism about the future right now in tourism and hospitality, and I'm excited. You mentioning the school, you mentioning other adventures that you wanna grow into. You are someone at Progressive Podcast. You are someone we regard to as a progressive African, and we wanna say wish you all the best. And I think Africa right now needs more young people like you. So thank you so much for awarding your time to us and sharing those valuable lessons about how to actually kick yourself back and your career into the hospitality. It's post-COVID and rules are getting relaxed again, and there's an opportunity right now more than anything. From me as a host, Freeman Tumelo, I want to encourage everyone to just start learning how to serve. Start learning how you can bring something to the public and sell. We cannot all become employees.
Yeah.
We have more young people who are sitting at home with degrees and they just waiting on jobs. Learn how to package something and sell. There's a demand for something to eat right now. Food security in South Africa right now needs more young people to get into it to make sure that it's getting secured. Thank you so much. What are your last words for young people who are really trying to, as much as they can? What is the last message that you want to leave them with of positivity?
Believe in your dreams, even when it feels like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Believe in your dreams, put on the hard work. Like nothing comes easy. There's going to be a lot of challenges. Put in the hard work, believe in your dreams, and work extra hard. When you get into the industry, don't expect special treatment. Start from the bottom if you have to and work your way all the way up. If businesses you want to venture into, you must also know that there's a lot of challenges that comes with business. You need to be dedicated. You need to set your goals and work towards your goals. Also, if you are going to travel internationally, I would honestly advise you start and build a foundation of local culinary knowledge. You cannot go abroad when you don't know your roots and where you come from. So when you go abroad, you need to have a very strong foundation of where you come from. Know your food, know your culture, our African culture, and then you can travel abroad and then just add on to that. Also, the message that we need to really, really push hard and strong is a message of buy local and sell local. We cannot, as Africans, keep on buying from international companies and we need to start afresh. Even if you have a small garden in your house, that's where you start. 2 lines of cabbage, 1 line of spinach, grow from that. It really takes a lot of hard work, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it. So wishing you guys all the best of luck. It's doable. We can do this, just put in the hard work and be dedicated and believe in yourself. There's nothing that's going to weigh you down if you believe in yourself. Put in the hard work. I mean, I cannot say this enough. You really, really have to put in the hard work. That's the only thing that's going to make you go forward.
Power to you, Juliet. Power to you, Chef Juliet. I am so happy that you have afforded us your time to speak to us. So thank you. Thank you again. Yes, and good luck for everything you do.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.